Welcome to Dear Sweet and Low. In this episode, Lo and I go off the rails talking about miscommunication in relationships. We cover all the biggies, mind reading, common complaints men have about their wives, assuming blame, logic versus emotion, how to embrace when you're wrong, and so much more. If you've ever had the frustrating and painful experience of not being heard or understood in your relationship, this episode is for you. If you like this commentary, we have more at our Patreon at Dear Sweet and Low. Enjoy.
Today we're talking about the differences between communication styles and men and women. Leaning more toward the long-term relationship. So this is stuff that you've sort of seen accumulate in your relationships over time. But we're also going to dabble into those miscommunications that everybody knows and loves to hate.
Let's get it.
Yeah. Miscommunications. If you're not clear with your partner, you're just waiting to step on a landmine. And then it's nothing but a simple comment can trigger your supposed mate, the love of your life, to within an inch of destruction. AKA, what does she mean when she says that? As far as memes go, behind every angry woman is a man who doesn't know what he did wrong. That's been my favorite relationship meme.
Yeah, what did I do wrong? What? Doesn't make no sense.
And I just imagine this kind of woman that's, because I've been there, full confession, I've totally been there thinking that because I live with a person 24/7, because I'm right. So the first indication that you might need to do a checkup on your relationship is to assume mind reading. So if you assume that your other is supposed to have the right thought, but never back up and check up with them, you're probably asking for an argument.
Yeah. Although they know a lot of things about you, but there's some things.
Sure. You're not supposed to. You're not a mind reader. You're not a mind reader.
Not a mind reader. Even though I like to think I am, but I'm not. Sometimes I am. I mean, sometimes you are too.
Oh my God.
But it's not everything.
Okay. I want to talk about that because I think that has to do with frequency. When two people are on the same frequency, communication feels effortless. It feels joyful. It's just like, ooh, like I want to go down that road, whatever that is. So it's not super low, I'm tired, exhausted. It's not super high, which is like I'm nervous, anxious. Haven't done, there's a part of you that's
which is what caused the problem, because sometimes you think you're on the same frequency and you expect them to know and they don't, and that's why they're like, you should have known. But you really didn't know that time, bro. You really didn't know.
Now, it's a true sign of emotional maturity if you can go back to that person and be like, can I get some clarity on this? Like, I felt a certain way when you said that. Did you mean it like that? Try doing that from a really neutral place, though, when you are very upset. That's why it's so hard. That's why when you hear stuff like that, if you're thinking like, yeah, that's not realistic, understandable, but try it anyway. Common stuff that guys are like, why in the world did she say this? Did she do this? Right? A female walks away from you in the middle of a conversation. What do you think that means?
She walks away?
Yep.
In the middle of a conversation?
Correct.
No explanation?
No explanation.
Maybe you said something that offended her?
Okay.
She walked away in the middle of a conversation.
Yeah.
I mean, she must be mad about something.
Well, why? Well, she intends to come back, but you don't know that. You don't know that, and she assumes that you do.
She just walked away in the middle of a conversation?
Yeah, just to go do something. It popped into her mind. I have to take the clothes out of the dryer and put them away. I'll be right back, though. She does not say, exactly. She does not communicate the fact, I'll be right back.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't think that, I can't remember that ever happening to me.
Sure. Long-term relationship. Have you ever done that to your mother?
Like why I just left?
Yeah. Well, she was in the middle of talking to you.
I don't do that though. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't do that.
No, hey, I believe you.
And I never experienced it, so I don't really know.
Fascinating. It's almost like I'm giving you a snapshot.
Maybe it's like Maybe it's like a
I think a long marriage.
long marriage.
Maybe. No, I don't. If that's a personality trait, if you're just used to doing multiple things all at once.
Or maybe it's a white people thing. I'm just kidding.
I haven't asked enough to know. That's where the distinction. Like, I would love to ask every culture that question, how they respond to that. I'm asking you.
Add it to the data.
Yes, and it's good data. Okay, another complaint is when she bitches about his driving, even though she drives just as aggressively.
Ooh, I have experienced that.
I love these.
Yeah, I'm like, what the heck?
It is like you get in a different time period.
Yeah. So you know what I think it is? You know what I think it is? Bad drivers
Yes,
always feel safer when they are driving.
this is true.
Because they're bad drivers, so they're like, I can trust myself, I don't trust other people. Because they know they're not good.
Right?
You know what I'm saying? But if you're
A good driver feels the same way, though.
a good driver feels the same way? I guess we all feel the same way.
Especially if who they're with is a bad driver. Now, how do we quantify that? It comes to tickets, speeding tickets. Proving my own point.
No, but the good drivers are the ones that always get in the speeding ticket.
Why was that in quotes?
Huh?
What?
Because
It's not true?
no, it's true. But I do this because are you really a good driver if you're always getting in speeding tickets and accidents?
Oh, no, God, no. This is exactly right.
They're
right.
skilled drivers. So
Yes.
they're always trying shit. As I always say, like,
I love that explanation.
no, I personally don't think I'm a great driver, right? But,
Okay.
But I don't get tickets. I don't I don't ever hit anything.
Right.
Because I don't
Right.
try nothing. Because I know I'm not that great. I'm not going to try to like cut through people.
Yes.
So like my cousin is a really good driver, but he's always trying to speed, cut through people, boom. So he's been in accidents. But when he see me drive, he's like, you're a terrible driver. But I'm like, look at my record.
Right. I don't want to slam into another car.
Yeah, so.
Or a concrete wall.
Are you really a
or
good
in a
driver?
basement.
If you always get in trouble? On paper, maybe, but.
If you're getting in trouble a lot, no. See, even a professional driver would not get in trouble. Anyway.
So, yeah. So, what is it? Maybe, what is the difference? We should get off the topic, but.
No, go ahead.
I think there's a difference between a good driver and a safe driver.
Sure.
Don't you think there's a difference? I think there's a clear difference. You can be a good driver, but dangerous. But you can be
opinion on this.
You
Very
could be
biased.
a okay driver and safer.
I think the safest drivers in the world are the best drivers, though, because they are accessing every bit of information. Nothing is used as a distraction when they're driving. Like, they are taking it upon themselves, the safety of them. They're, especially probably if their family's in the vehicle, they're going to be super in tune with any threat, I think.
So a very skilled driver who likes to risk his life a little bit is not a good driver? He likes to take things to another level. Like, he has a fast car, so he wants to go as fast as possible, but he's so skilled with it, but it's dangerous.
Right.
Or somebody who's not as skilled, but they don't like to speed. So who's really...
That
he's
sounds
a better
like the
driver.
Fast and the Furious. That sounds like a plot to a movie.
It's a Fast and the Furious, but they're great drivers, but they're not safe drivers.
Weren't half of them thugs?
Yeah, so you can be...
You've got to get away. You got to be a criminal and get away from the law.
Yeah, that's not safe, but they're good drivers. See, so I'm saying that's what I'm saying. You could be a.
That example works for me.
Yeah, you could be a good driver, but
I
not
feel
a
like
safe
you need
driver.
to be an aggressive driver at times.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Survival of the fittest.
But not showing off, so you attract undue attention.
Bingo.
Okay.
Right, Pumba?
Another complaint. She makes plans, but doesn't tell me until the last minute, and then she tells me that she told me, when I have no recollection of it.
But did she tell you though?
She'll say yes, she did. But he'll say no. Well, I don't know. Like, I wasn't there. But this is what couples say to each other. Like, I told you about that party we're supposed to go to tomorrow.
Did he
and he's like, what party? What are you talking about? And I'm like, I told you like a week ago or a month ago or however long ago. You know, I was thinking about this and I told my sister this, and then finally I mentioned it to you as you were brushing your teeth. And
Sometimes it gets stuck in the subconscious. I'm sure she told
I love that.
It do. I'm sure she told him
I love that so much.
I hear stuff sometimes, it's like, oh, then it goes over there, and I'm like, oh, did you,
Sure.
you forget a little bit sometimes.
Yes, and when you stop thinking about it is when it will surface. Ooh. This was a biggie. This was one of the biggest complaints that guys had about their wives / long-term partners. She says she will do something that I very much want her to do and have been excited for us to do. And then she changes her mind at the last minute, backs out of it, has a headache, something that is, she's not being her word.
She's not being a woman of her word. I mean, but let's be real. Like, how many women are women of their words? That's usually a guy thing. I'm just kidding.
Like the logic versus emotion. Women are too emotional when they talk, as if men were
I don't feel good right now. I know I said that.
Oh, that's good.
I think we take words a lot more seriously
Yes.
than women. Women take how they feel a lot more seriously.
Yes, our feelings are the best indicator of our success, really.
Yeah. How you feel right now?
Yes.
How do you feel right now?
Sure.
Yeah, the guys are more like, it don't matter how you feel right now, let's get it.
Your feelings are going to change in 15 minutes or so.
F your feelings, bro. What the heck? Like with me and him, it's always like, F, bro, who cares how you feel? Come on, let's get it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. But what about when you stop feeling your feelings? When you start ignoring them completely? You like shut down that part. It's just like, I'm going to stick to the plan no matter what. It doesn't matter if my leg's about to break in half. I think that's rather extreme. That's an extreme example. But I like the place where logic and feeling meet in the middle. Do you know what I mean? That feels balanced to me. Hence, male, female, yin, yang.
Logic and feeling me in the middle?
Yeah. So they get to blend together. Do you have the best of both worlds versus I'm better than you?
You're right. Yeah. Gotta meet somewhere in the middle.
Yeah. What is life without like feeling feelings? The highs are just as important as the lows.
It is. But just make sure it is 52% logic.
52. Oh, where did that computation come?
Logic got to be a little bit more than feelings, because if it's even.
More serious. No, I can't even say that. I was going to say the more serious the answer to whatever the question is, like the bigger the consequence, right? So you have to let logic pretty much take over. Like you listen to emotion, but you're just like, no, I have to do the rational thing.
Logic have to win, but you have to.
Does.
Of course, you got to be.
I think so too.
Cautious about feelings and stuff, but let's not make it 50, because if 50-50, then nothing wins.
I tell you what, though, my best decisions have come with purely gut instinct, gut reaction. Where I was doing something, I was on my way to do something, but there was like this terrible feeling in my body. It was just a feeling, couldn't put it into words. I would say that's more emotional versus logic. And yet that feeling was right. So I completely deviated from what I was going to do. And then later found out that that was just like I would have been walking into an ugly situation. But and I just didn't want to.
You can have a logical feeling.
That's just it. Those kind of feelings feel logical to me. They make perfect sense.
There's a logical feeling.
I guess.
That's when it mixes together.
That's very true.
Fitty.
Touché. Different communication styles. So we were just talking about random things, and we have two different styles of talking, but they could still meet in the middle.
Yeah.
Yes, that was a good example of that. Number 3, unspoken expectations.
Oh, those are the worst.
Oh, these are hard.
Oh, God.
This is hard. I had a married friend say to me recently, he's like, I expected marriage to be hard, but I had no idea it was going to be this hard. And not for any reason that I anticipated. So it was a whole slew of other different things that he was having to learn. Communication styles, personality types, love languages, all that kind of shit. It was just like, wow. Those are the best though. Because at least you're doing it with your, like, the person that says they love you and is down for the ride.
I saw a post the other day. This guy said that his girlfriend got mad at him or something. She was telling him how her ex, she's like, my ex used to pay for my nails and my hair and take me on dates like every weekend, right? Then he's thinking about it. He's like, why aren't you with him then? Right. Like, if he's so much better than me, why aren't you with him? But it's like, she like expected him to do that too, you know?
And the way that she informed him of that wasn't the greatest. Uh-huh. There was a much better way better, I don't know. If that's her attitude, she's going to attract that kind of attitude in return for the most part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I don't know why girls always say that. It didn't work out.
Comparison is the thief of joy.
Facts.
That's not my quote. I wish it were. But yeah.
I mean, every quote was stolen.
That's for real. Anybody who loves original thinking, inverted commas again, is anything original? It's all a derivative of something else.
They just add a little spin to it. Yes. Every quote that you think somebody said, they got it from somebody else, add a little twist to it, maybe change a word or here or there. We just keep changing it. But now the language has gone so long that nothing can be original right now.
Right. There are some really, really great ones that last the test of time.
Yeah.
For he so loved the world that he gave his only forgotten son. Like,
only begotten son.
That is one of the most beautiful phrases in mankind, in my opinion.
God so loved the world.
You can't say that any better than
Genesis 1:1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. What you heard?
Genesis 1:1.
Yeah, God created.
In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word was with God.
You want to go to Genesis 1:1?
Let's do it.
Genesis 1:1.
Let's do it.
In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Let's go. Let's see who's right. Right here.
Okay, read it.
Genesis 1:1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Thank you.
I'm looking on the actual link. Okay. You are correct. Good for you.
Thank you.
Oh, I might have to delete that.
I hate that I have to like win in all these little debates. I'm really sorry.
Oh, you don't hate that at all.
I do.
You love it.
I do because it's just like.
You should love it. It's fun.
Yeah, I don't like it, you know? Because you were so confident.
I like it.
Like the way you said it, like I almost believe. I'm like, dang, am I wrong? Like,
so you did the same thing.
No,
I'm like, dang, am I wrong?
But I was 100% sure I was sure. But it's like you be saying stuff with so much confidence sometimes. So what? It's like I had to like think about my reality because I've lived.
Interesting. Interesting.
I've knew Genesis 1:1 since I was like. It's the only verse I memorized.
The only one of the whole Bible
that I can memorize. Like
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then that's the only one I ever say, like, since I was a kid. Genesis 1:1, in the beginning, God created heavens and earth. And then you're going to come, because that sounded like legit, too. It was the word.
Apparently, I care more about the word than I do the heavens and the earth. Oh, my God, that's true. It's true for me. Okay, so best remedy for assumptions is to say to your partner, I'm sorry, I was wrong. Those are such powerful words. Yeah. Not if you bullshit, though. You cannot bullshit those words. You actually have to feel them. Meaning, go away somewhere and think about your partner's reaction and see it through their eyes. I kid you not, game changer. Mm-hmm. And it's great to be wrong. I don't care what anybody says. Like, when you're wrong, you're, like, humbled.
Yeah.
And that's that's a vulnerable place to come from.
You can never lose if you can accept when you're wrong.
Yes.
The way you lose is when you try to fight it, like be defensive.
Yeah.
And that's a problem I have, you know?
Oh.
Sometimes.
Okay.
It's like
does that depend on the person? Like some people make me super defensive just every single time I'm with them, so I try not to be with them that much.
Mm-hmm. You know, sometimes when we're arguing, Actually, I wasn't wrong. This is what I meant to say.
It's good to be right too.
No, this is what I meant to say, right?
Yeah.
When you are right?
Yes.
And the other person is wrong, but the other person don't know they're wrong. You don't have to prove to them that they're wrong.
That's hard.
That's what my problem is.
That's hard.
You know what I'm saying?
That's my problem too.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta accept that you don't have to prove that you're right.
Right.
Just let it go.
Right.
That's what I meant to say, but.
There is strength in letting the other person be right.
Yeah. Even though they're wrong, you just gotta let them think they're right. Yeah, it's kind of like that.
Get it out of your system.
Yeah, so that's what I'm learning. I'm learning to like okay, you don't have to like tell them the right answer every time, even when they're not willing to accept the answer. Next,
selective listening. When you only hear the things that you really want to hear.
Who has more of that, men or women? I feel like it could be even, but mainly men, maybe.
I think that's gotta be even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I definitely. Maybe I don't know. Yeah, it's pretty even.
If you're juggling multiple projects, right?
Yeah.
It's impossible to switch 100% of your mind over into that one topic. I think men find it easier because you can be more laser, more tunnel vision. Like, this is the goal, this is the obstacle, versus me and a lot of women who have to see it in like a spider web kind of thing, where there's so many different connection points, and they all, like, when you pluck them, the strings have to harmonize. Like, does that make sense? No. To some people. I don't know.
Right.
But I think that's necessary for our survival as a species. Like, one has to be the hunter, the other one has to be the gatherer. I have to be able to look at the situation in a different way so we have the optimal survival rate.
For real.
But I do not like our current trend of throwing the baby out with the bathwater, especially when it comes to men and what they do and how they think, and just wanting them to be more in tune with their emotions on your time scale, on your level, is you're asking for nothing but suffering.
I feel like women say they want men to be more in tune with our emotions, but
yes,
they don't really want that. They just say they want that.
Let me think about that.
Who wants an emotional man?
Oh, that's so true. That's so true. I don't know how many people I've heard say, once he started crying, you know, I loved him, I still respected him, but I didn't want him after that. That's hardcore, though. If you can't cry with your partner, who are you supposed to cry with?
I
Yourself
don't cry.
in the shower? Okay.
I really don't, though.
Ever?
No, I've cried before.
Sad movies?
Sad movies?
Yes.
No, I don't cry. I feel the pain, though.
Did you get, like, teary-eyed in The Lion King? Ever? Really?
No, I'm
saying swelling emotion,
listen,
not just sorrow. Okay,
listen.
I'm listening.
I don't think I've ever, besides being a kid, I don't think I've ever cried for my own pain.
Oh, wow.
Ever. Besides, like, you know, crying because my mom beat me and shit. Like, when. The only way I ever cried, it has to be somebody I care about crying, and then just because they're crying, it transfers over to me and I start crying.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like when my uncle died, my mom started crying because I was her favorite uncle, and I started crying. When my brother was crying for something, I started crying. But it's never been like, oh, this happened. I'm more prone to laugh at my pain than cry. More of a laugher. It doesn't mean I don't feel the pain. I feel everything.
Right.
I'm not like heartless, but I just don't cry. That's how I was bred to not cry.
I got it.
I can't remember the last time I cried.
Do you ever feel like you want to, but you can't?
Yeah, sometimes I have cried before.
Right.
Because I was like, it's time, like, you know.
Oh, that's yes. I totally know that experience.
I was just like crying. But it's like, my tear duct was like so full to the point where it's like, I was just crying because I wanted to.
Oh, that's
like,
great. Like,
I just chose for, like, I'm like, you know, let this thing come out, but I'm like completely relaxed, like, and laughing and shit.
That's great.
But it wasn't like, it was just like, you know.
Yeah.
I look if maybe I'm cold a little bit. Like,
I don't think that's cold.
yeah, but tears on.
That's aware. That's like your subconscious has become aware. Like your waking mind. They call it the waking and the non-waking mind.
Yeah. What is crying really? It's just loathing in your pain.
It's also an expression of grief. Like when my mom died, I cried.
All right, so
deeply.
Some people cry.
Yeah.
And some people laugh.
Right.
I'm more of a laughter than a cry.
I'm a build up to it. Like I won't feel it at all until it hits me something like a week later. And then it's like a tsunami, which is pretty epic. So I can time that now that I know I do that.
That's different though. If my mom died, I'll be crying.
It's grief. It's different than self-pity. Self-pity crying is...
Yeah, I'm saying something happening to you. Like if my mom died, I'll be crying for like the next 3 years.
Right.
What I'm trying to say is...
that's about right.
Like something that happened to me, like where you cry. You know how people cry? Like heartbreak.
Yes.
Like stuff like that. Like where you cry from something like that. I've never cried from a heartbreak. I laugh. I'm like, damn, that's wild. That's crazy. Damn, that really happened. I'm fucked. I don't know if I can live anymore.
I love it.
Should I go jump off a cliff?
That's great. I'm skipping ahead. There's other ones on this list. Assuming agreement, projecting emotions, but nonverbal cues misinterpreted. Guess what the number one scenario is with miscommunications between men and women?
The number one scenario?
This one ranks really high on the list of like every relationship.
The number one scenario. Can I get a clue?
Nothing.
Oh, like when somebody asked you what's wrong and they said nothing. Yeah. I mean, you pretty much give me the answer.
It's yes.
So give me a clue.
It could have been nothing but nothing. If you didn't know that saying, you could have thought of 10 different ways of nothing.
Yeah, because you said nothing.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But
nothing? You mean nothing? I don't get anything?
Yeah, you see?
You automatically went there.
You're right. Yeah, I did know. Never mind. But the way you said it, though.
Specifically with the body language.
Yeah.
Right? So she comes in. You're sitting there on the couch. And she doesn't even make eye contact. She ignores you completely. She's slamming things around, putting bottles down, all this kind of stuff. Pacing back and forth between whatever her task is and the television where you're watching TV. Just, honey? Anything wrong? You can just tell the vibes, the waves that's coming off of her is anger. And you're thinking like, what is this what's going on? Did I say something? Did I do something? That seems to be like a common long-term relationship kind of thing.
What's wrong? Nothing.
Yep. And then it's nothing.
Nah, tell me what's wrong.
Nothing.
Something gotta be wrong.
Nope. There's absolutely nothing wrong.
So you're really not gonna tell me what's wrong?
If you're smart enough, you'll figure it out.
Why are you trying to play games? Just tell me what's wrong.
Yep. So the number one answer of like, how could she do that differently would be, can you please just tell me what's wrong in black and white issues and what I need to do to fix it?
Now,
you hurt my feelings doing this. In the future, please do this.
That has to be number one because I experienced that with every girl I've ever talked to in my life.
Right. Dating, non-dating, it doesn't really matter. It's just this is generation upon generation of females being bred to stay silent because that was the safer option.
It's not just because y'all like playing games?
No. That is the game, though. There's a game of survival. You're basically trying to survive against a physically dominant man who, for the most part, had control over all the land, the money, the titles, the children.
I miss the days when physicality was the most important thing. Was very important. But now?
The most important thing, that would be war, no?
No, I'm saying I miss the day when physicality was very important in society.
Oh, sure.
Physicality.
Oh, it still is.
It's almost obsolete now. Nah, you're protected. In America.
I think that's a lie that we tell ourselves. that physicality should not be that important. But everybody subconsciously is thinking, if that person is fit and they're smart and they're energetic, that person will keep me alive longer than the overweight, decrepit, stumbling,
maybe we're having a
deficient person.
I don't mean physicality is not important in the sense of finding a partner or like
Neither do I.
Like relationship. What I'm trying to say is, it's not important anymore in terms of
status symbols.
No, not status, because you can climb the ladder if you look good. I'm saying in terms of like you're protected.
So there's like, natural predators.
Yeah, like nobody's gonna come get you if you're fat. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm saying if I'm weak, I can't fight. Who's gonna touch me? That's a lawsuit. You know what I'm saying? Like you're protected, you're safe.
Is true.
So if you can be as weak as you want, and nobody can touch you.
Oh, as long as you have more money than you have anything else. Yes.
Yeah, nobody can really touch you. If somebody go hit me right now on the street, I can call the cops. I can sue them.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You're protected. Right. So physicality doesn't really matter. So now women can take more power, more thing, because like.
How does that equate to women?
Huh?
How does that equate to women? Like that's so.
You can go up the ladder because you don't have to win no wars or fight people or anything like that.
I think you have to on an emotional level though. Now it's all power systems. Yeah. Let me play this game.
Yeah, but it's not physical.
True. Nobody's arm wrestling in the basement.
Nobody arm wrestling. Nobody like that.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, like in some societies.
Yeah, I know.
To be the leader, you have to be the biggest and the strongest.
Right. And if you're going to be the ultimate leader, you have to add discipline to that.
You have to add discipline and smart. But ultimately, you can't be weak and be a leader.
Right.
But now you can be a leader.
Unless you are hella smart.
And be smart and
like hella smart. And Bill Gates. That guy looks like a potato, a walking potato.
By the end of the day, that's our society. That's our society. He can be a leader in that.
It's a reflection of our society, yes. What we actually value. We value intelligence over being physically fit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But unfortunately, those two are connected. Like everybody's wanting to be like, oh, camp jock or camp nerd. No, they're very much connected. You want the best of both worlds. Again.
Yeah, in terms of like physical attraction. But
that too.
If you don't have it, you're protected. You're protected.
A little bit more than I used to, and it's better in this city than it would be in other ones. But as far as being a creative, outspoken woman, it's still been hard.
It's still been hard?
Yeah.
What are the disadvantages that women have that men don't have? I think right now it's more
in our favor than it ever has been in our recorded history. Who knows about whatever?
I think it's more in your favor now than men.
Look, it doesn't matter what happens to our society. A woman who is attractive, understands how to communicate, and cultivates her own wealth is always going to be at the top of the food chain.
I disagree.
Okay. You think the physicality is not going to matter?
No,
then her sex appeal or embracement of it isn't going to factor into it?
There's only those women.
Yes. I want a fit woman in charge if I'm going to pick a leader. I want her to be fit, not only mentally, but physically.
The only people that's like those women are also in charge, right? But there's only one set of people that's at the top that can never be taken down.
Okay.
Is the men who are rich, attractive,
good looking,
tall,
hopefully charismatic.
And smart. Now I'm saying the
you
men.
said top 3.
No. I'm saying a man who has it all.
Yeah.
And a woman who have it all. The man would be more because he's a man and he has it all. You know what I'm saying? The women who are smart, hardworking, boom, boom, boom.
Right.
I'm saying those men, the men who is at the top, always have it all more than the women.
Probably.
Because they have it all.
You think the entirety of human civilization, though, there will never be a woman who could ever top a man, and they have equal footing.
No, because he's a man.
Arbitrarily, the entirety of the crowd is going to pick the man over the woman.
The man who's if a woman's good looking and a man just as good looking, and a woman is smart and a man's just as smart, and a woman is young and a man's just as young, the man who has all that stuff would be same as more like powerful.
I agree with you on today's terms, but I would have, like, Queen Elizabeth, that wasn't the case. She beat every man. Attractive, moneyed, and whatever. Now, that had to do with lineage and the fact that she was the daughter of a king. So she was born into that role, that position. But everybody tried to, like, take over.
But if she had a brother that was the same age, born the same time, they would have given it to him.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But
possibly. They would have had to be some, like, tricky steps, some abdication. But that's, like... She ruled England a really long time. Like, her story is so fascinating. She was the virgin queen. She refused to marry a man. She dedicated herself to the marriage of England.
The podcast is going to think I'm sexist.
They can think whatever they want. Yo. They're going to think whatever they want, whatever fits their view of the world. I would much rather be honest and authentic than I would bullshit about it.
I am biased because I'm a guy. You know what I'm saying?
It's biased to be human in a way.
Yeah.
I take that back. It's human to be biased.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to be biased for our gender. We're going to be a little bit biased for our race. We're going to be biased for our culture.
You can't scrub it out of us.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, we could just be, like, more compassionate about it.
What genre is better? If you listen to this genre your whole life, you're going to think it's better. You know what I'm saying? I listen to genre of men.
I heard you singing. It was like a whole playlist of different songs. I'm like, he just knows all those songs on his playlist. Do you have an internal playlist of music?
I'm really good at remembering lyrics.
Yeah.
Horrible with directions, horrible with this, but words just come easier for me to remember.
That's fascinating. The music, it's gotta be the right frequency.
Oh, for real?
I don't know. Maybe.
I like melody.
It makes, melody. And it's beautiful melody to you. It, like, gives more than just a pattern.
Like Genesis 1:1, in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth.
In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth.
That's a melody that I can never forget. Somebody tried to take that away from me once. I think she had red hair, about 6 foot tall. You know what I'm saying?
Keep going. I'm
God
kidding.
Spent too much money on clothing.
Okay. Another common complaint, and I'm saying complaint lightly because it's a two-way street. When women ask you a question, you answer them, and then they try to attack or pick apart what you said.
Dang, I'm really feminine. I feel like I do that. Yeah, but they do that. But I also do it too. Because, you know, sometimes us men, we have some feminine traits.
Yes.
So I think that's one of my feminine traits.
Okay. To pick apart somebody's answer?
Yeah.
What are you doing while you're doing that? Are you trying to explain it to yourself in a way that you get? Or take them down a peg? Like the different intention behind it.
What's taking them down a peg?
Deflate their ego, actually make them feel bad for saying the thing that they said. That's taking somebody down a peg. You can do that kindly, you can do that harshly.
Wait, explain. What was the question again?
I don't know.
You just asked me a question. What was the question you asked me? I'm sorry.
Exactly.
My brain just froze.
Yeah, I think we just made an example of what I just said, though. When a woman asks you a question, and then you give her the answer, and then she tries to attack or pick apart what you just said.
All right. So remember how I asked you a question? I was like, "What's the difference between self-aware, whatever it was, right?"
Yes.
I asked you the question, and then you give me an answer, and then I try breaking it down. I just really be trying to.
You were trying to understand it, though. You weren't trying to make me feel stupid. I think that's the difference. Like, some people keep asking, well, what does that mean?
Yeah.
What did you mean by that?
So that's how I do it. I always, when I ask a question and they give me an answer, I always try to break the answer down on a deeper level.
Right.
But I'm not doing it in the terms of like, hey, or anything.
I think a confident person understands that and wants to give you that information. Yeah. When somebody who's like unstable or insecure in their life is automatically going to jump to the defensive. Yeah. Like, what do you mean? What are you trying to prove? I'm trying to like, stop trying to be right. That kind of thing.
Yeah. I wouldn't do the defensive. I just try to like break and I can extrapolate their answer. Like, okay, where are you coming from now with this? What is this? So you mean to tell me this?
Now, if you use that to turn it around and attack them later, they're going to be programmed not to tell you the real truth.
You're right. But I do attack too also.
Sure. I don't know anybody who is just all placid all the time. They strive for neutrality, but one way or the other, we overcompensate, and that's just life.
Yeah.
But that's like the opportunity of deeper conversations, of uncomfortable conversations sometimes.
I got a question for you.
Yes.
What's the difference between ego and stubbornness?
Oh, okay. Ooh, okay. So ego, as roughly defined by our psychotherapist, has to do with an aspect of the psyche. So who you are as a person has an ego, and it's like a defense mechanism. So it's going to tell you the things that it believes you need to succeed in life. You might be smarter than you actually are. You might be stronger than you actually are. You might be faster than you actually are. But it's going to tell you those things because it's like motivation in its prompt. And it's going to keep out any opinion that might threaten the core you. And the core you is just like really love. It's very like a condensation of love. It's like, oh, I want to learn so much thing. I want to talk to these people. I want to really like experience everything there is in life. But that will get you hurt. So your psyche develops your ego to be an armor against that. So a lot of people are like, kill the ego, kill the ego. The ego serves a purpose. It is your emotional armor in many ways. Okay, so that's the ego to me. Long-winded, I know. Versus being stubborn. Stubborn, I think, comes from the gut instinct and like the inner voice that is so deep within you. It's like the voice of God in you. It's clear as a bell. There's so much drive and motivation behind it. There's nothing that can move you from your direction or your path. That's stubborn. Like, it's people are telling you don't do that. It's wrong. You might get in trouble for it. You're definitely going to get in trouble for it. There's going to be consequences, but you have to keep going.
All right. So would you say that stubbornness, I don't know if I'm going to say this right, but stubbornness, you can do something even though you're wrong, but ego, you can do something and don't know you're wrong.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because your ego can make you sometimes delusional, but you're stubborn, but you're just doing it anyway.
Yes. You know whatever that payout is at the end is going to be worth it.
Wait, what?
So if you're stubborn about something, for instance, and so when I was 2 years old, that's when I started writing. I would crawl to my dad's biology books, and they're big old textbooks and they have white space. And I had to fill them in with like writing. My mother, she would drag me away from them. She would spank me. She'd be like, no. And my mom was great. Like, she was a great mom. She just, like, these are your father's books. You can't do this. But I had to. She's like, no matter what I tried, you would not stop. So you were supposed to write. That is stubborn to me. That is my inner will saying, I don't care what the risk is. The benefit of me doing this makes me feel so good that I'm going to do it no matter what.
But sometimes your stubbornness can leave you to hurt and pain.
Every time. Every time.
Yeah, because I'm trying to...
Can you minimize the pain, though? That's the question.
I'm trying to see... Because I always mix the two up. I'm trying to see which one am I really struggling with.
Okay.
Because I like to say that I don't have a huge ego. I'm just stubborn. But is it really ego that I'm disguising as stubbornness?
I think the ego comes from a place of fear, and the stubborn comes from a place of love.
Stubborn comes from a place of love? Really?
Yeah.
Because sometimes just like I know the right thing to do.
Yes.
But I'm just like, it's almost like I can't control myself because I'm stubborn. I'm not doing that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? But is it ego or is it stubbornness? So I really struggle with the difference.
Probably a mix of both. So your ego to this point has absorbed all the successes and the failures that you've had. And it's going to try and push you in the direction of least failure. Because failure is uncomfortable. But then again, you're not like that, though. I don't think that you're ego-driven at all. I think that your ego is there and it makes itself known, but it's you don't cling to it.
Yeah.
You don't. It's not. It's not the heart of you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't. Here's the thing. I don't think I'm ego-driven in terms of regular life thing, like life.
Yeah. Yes.
Because I don't really care too much. If a dude is like trying to out for me or do this, I really don't care. Like I'll be like, oh, you go, I'm not trying to fight. You know what I'm saying?
Sad
like I just let things go. Like I don't really care about that.
Yeah.
But I think my ego mainly comes when it involves like girls or something like that.
Oh, because of the conquest?
No, it's like
it could just be a stage of life.
I don't know if it's ego or stubbornness, but it's like, how can she do that to me? Like, it's kind of, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I think that's my ego come, but my ego, I don't have an ego when it comes to like regular life, everyday things.
Understood.
I'm going through life like not giving a fuck pretty much. But anytime I feel like my ego only gets triggered when it's like something with women. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but it could be also stubbornness. That's why I'm saying I'm confused about the two. Is like, is that ego or is it stubbornness? Maybe it is. Maybe I'm just going too deep into it.
No.
Yeah.
Because recently a friend of mine like hurt my feelings, and I was just like, "How fucking dare you?"
You know what I'm saying? It's like it only gets triggered, but you see how you're.
Things. Yes.
Yeah, you only got triggered by certain things, but you see how like you're not afraid of being wrong.
Right.
This and that's you letting go your ego, but certain scenarios you'll be like, what the, you know what I'm saying?
It takes longer to process.
Yeah,
Is this
what the hell
person correct about their assumption or whatever they did, or are they projecting and are they being bullshit right now? And do I need to call them on that? That's what goes through my head.
Yeah.
How much am I willing to emotionally invest in this?
Yeah.
Which is great. So a client of mine once said, I have arguments with my wife before we ever talk about it. In my head. Like, I'm having them, and at the end of that argument, I see the way that it could go. Mm-hmm. And if it's not worth it to me, I don't bring it up. Mm-hmm. I was like, that's a boss move.
Yeah.
Like, what little things could I let go of? And I think that's ego-driven as well. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm going to cling to the little things, the things that don't matter in the giant scope of this is the goal, this is where we want to go. Don't get distraction. I think the ego is going to throw up, oh, they did this to me. When you're just like, the stubborn you is like, so who cares what they think?
Yeah.
I have shit to do.
That's why life is just a journey.
Yes.
You never reach the finish line unless...
Not in learning.
Unless you're dead. And then after that, I don't know what happens.
Yeah, right? After that, will take care of itself.
Yeah, but it's just a continuous thing of learning. Right when you think you're there and you get triggered by something and then...
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God,
like, dang, I really thought I was doing so well.
I think that has to do with the cycles, though. There's certain cycles. It's mathematical after a while. Bringing up past issues.
Bringing up past issues?
Yep. So you had a fight a month ago about not spending enough time together, quality time together. Your versions of quality time are not adding up. You're not in sync. There's no shared frequency.
Damn, I feel like all these things you're just like calling me out.
Oh no, that's everybody though.
Maybe
that's
I'm just a feminine dude. I've been bringing up past issues all the time. But I do it in a joking way though, I turn it into humor. I'm like, damn, remember that?
So it comes across softer than it should be?
Yeah, I joke about it.
Like I want to talk about it without talking about it?
Nah, it's not that. It's like anything that happened bad in the past, I would just joke about it. But you know what I'm saying?
I think that's healthy.
Still bringing it up,
Right. And depending on their reaction, it's going to determine how sensitive they still are about it.
Yeah, it's like I always joke about it. Like dang, I really broke up with you last week, huh? Like,
of all the examples.
You were hurt. She was crying. I'm like, come on here. It's okay. We can get I would be joking about No, that's not what happened, though. I'm giving an example. No.
It's just like, that's some cold shit, man.
I'm giving an example. I told you I joke about everything. Nothing is that deep to me.
Congratulations. That was a good checkmate.
Yeah, I'm like, dang, girl, you were really crying, huh? That's crazy. You okay? Damn, now it's your turn to break up with me. I'm just kidding.
When the wife says, why are you being so nice to me? And then further adds to it, what do you want me to do for you later?
Damn. Because sometimes we just like, dang, maybe I should really appreciate her. And then we try to do something nice, and then you'll ruin it by thinking we trying to do it for something. Sometimes we are though, but.
Thank you for admitting that. Yeah. That's all we want. That's all we want is the admittance that there's something else going on back there, just not pure niceness.
Yeah.
Keep these things in mind, okay? Your partner is not a mind reader. If you don't tell them what you need, they'll never be able to give it to you. Assuming anything at all, is just a waste of time and energy and potentially a pitfall for pain. Only bring up past issues if there's a relevant reason, meaning that past issue is coming up again and it's infecting your relationship again, and it really needs to be addressed in a different way. Because apparently the last time you talked about it didn't work. So something else needs to happen. Okay, top tip.
Read the 4 agreements, you'll be all right.
Yes. You jumped it. Give the answer.
Huh? Hey, I know 1 or 2 things, girl. You know what I'm saying?
1 or 2 things.
I know 1 or 2 things. You gonna leave me hanging up? That's crazy.
No, totally. Oh, was that a handshake?
Yeah, that was a handshake.
Okay. The 4 agreements, meaning shake it like a man.
You gotta look them in the eyes when
Yes. Really? Why like this?
That's what men do.
This is what you would do like before a battle, right?
You got some strong handshake, girl.
Yeah.
For a girl.
Day 68.
For
and that was gentle. For my whole 75 part, I've been doing nothing but gripping 30, 40 pound dumbbells.
Yeah, I'm like, okay.
I like it. Anyway. What was that? We're wrapping up.
I could make you like tap out though.
I know.
I just want to put that in the air. I hate that you just so like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like you can't be unfazed. You know? Never like, no you can't, you might.
Sign of strength is to acknowledge your limitations and then make them question theirs.
I can't ever win because she doesn't care.
That does it for this episode of Dear Sweet and Love. Hope you were entertained, slightly amused, or otherwise got a chuckle out of today's topic of how easily we can take one little thought, deed, action, and completely twist around.
True.
Yeah. But then it's your choice if you want to have fun along that journey, or if you want to take it personal. If you like this commentary and want to hear more stuff we can't necessarily put on YouTube, join us on our Patreon under Dear Sweet and Love. See you there.
Adios.